You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent. We'll have a whole lot of bitches jumping shit. You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent. Because a whole lot of jumping shit. You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he tryna get this money for the rent, for the Cadillacs and gas money spent. We'll have a whole lot of jumping shit.
What's going on, party people? It's your man, 50 Grand, the Godfather, Nate Milton, and you are about to listen to another excellent episode from the Nefarious Media Network. Since January of 2025, we have been putting it down for the crown, and we've been committed to bringing you truthful, thoughtful, turned-up commentary as it pertains to the worlds of sports, politics, pop culture, pro wrestling, entertainment, and life. Yes, life. This thing that we are all just trying to get through day by day. An electric word called life, as the man used to say. And that brings us to the drive for 500. Yes, 500 YouTube subscribers, which gets us halfway to monetization, and 500 Patreon subscribers. Patreon.com/Nefarious Media Network. That's our stretch goal for the year. Because if we hit those marks, it allows us the flexibility and the freedom and the funds, quite honestly, to do some more things here at the network, to be more consistent with our shows, to bring you new shows, and to bring some people on to help with production. So if you believe in us, man, if you believe in what we're doing here, because we got a lot of hard-working people, myself included, working 50, 60 hours a week at the shoot jobs, got families, got kids, got responsibilities, but we still do this, man, because we love this and we believe in this. And if you believe in us and you love the shows that we do, help us out, man. Help a brother out. Help a sister out. That's all we asking, because we are trying to change the game by any means necessary, even if those means may be nefarious.
What's good? What's great? You bet not be late. Welcome to Ring Theory. I am your host with the most, downtown Girard Brown, here to bring to you some of the graps that we have going on this month, but I cannot do it alone. You already hear the horns in the back. So what we got going on is I got to call in my tag team partner. I need the mid-card mafia to go ahead and stand all the way up for my man, my guy, upper mid-card, Jay Lacey. Where you at, my dog?
Downtown. What's happening with you, brother?
Hey, you know, 60 degrees outside, you know, we got warmer weather. Okay, it rained a little bit today. Okay, I'm chilling with that, but it's gotten warmer. The snow's melting away. And here in Michigan, we are starting to finally get away from this winter into the spring. So I gotta have my brighter colors. I gotta feel that energy that we getting outside, and I gotta bring that inside into this podcast. But once again, I can't do this alone. Now I talk about a tag team, but tonight, as always, we about to do this trios thing, this 6-man gig. And so with that, hey, where my dog at? Oh snap! Who pulling up in that Lexus with the chromed out rims? Oh snap! Is that? It ain't one way. It's with the fresh fade. It's two-way Ray. Oh my God, where you at, man?
Two-way. I'm right here with you, brothers. I'm always here for a little bit of 6-man action, if you will. Ejecto-cito, cuz. But I'm right here. I'm always here to support you guys, and I'm glad. I'm happy to be joining y'all for another episode.
They said the band going crazy in the back. They said they gotta play them horns out. They said, "Hey, brothers, chill out, brothers.
Calm down. Yeah,
we good in the back. We good in the back." But on today's edition of Ring Theory, we'll be covering the turning tables and the momentum that has been swinging back and forth between both companies, AEW and WWE. We'll be talking about some of the pay-per-views that are coming up, or premium live events for some folks. We'll be covering Chamber and looking to kind of predict what's going on in Los Angeles, California for Revolution coming up on March. So, but before we get into that, and then maybe at the very end, if we got some time, we're going to do a little WWE talk, because if you're a gamer like I am, I got some feelings about the new video game. I got some things I'm happy to see, and I got some things I just want to start stomping on. I just can't stand what I'm seeing with we clamoring for money with things nowadays. But we're gonna dive into that a little bit later. So, but with that said, this momentum swinging. Where did the momentum swing in the first place? We were talking about WWE. Hot storylines coming out of WrestleMania 40, riding the coattails of that going into these last couple of years. But now we've seen kind of that riding your coattails starting to wane. We're starting to see some of that momentum shift. I want to pose the question, what is currently hurting WWE? And what are they doing potentially that could be hurting where they're at? And so to me, I'm kicking off first with overexposure. When I'm saying overexposure, I mean media appearances. Whether it's your podcast network, it's helping to promote things. It's helping to get the name and the word out about WWE and your stars, but it's also overexposing your stars to such a degree. Let's talk about WWE in real. We are so confident and so proud of our booking, of the way we like to talk, the Triple H-isms and the Road Dogg-isms, with creative and everything. That's but we're showing some of the messiness of that. Do we think that's really, it's grabbing some new eyeballs for sure. It's grabbing some new audiences who like that kind of car crash TV. But are we really, for the fans of this, are we really giving them a side of actually saying, oh, that's how my McDonald's is made? Sometimes when you show people how McDonald's is made, they say,
yeah,
I'm kind of good on the McDonald's. I've had enough today. I don't think I'll be coming back to visit this establishment. Are you turning people off with this? And I say the same thing of riding those coattails, riding that energy. It's the Paul Levesque era. And I'm not saying specifically him taking charge is the issue, but this over-reliance of, I got to throw my name at the end of the show. I'm coming out to greet and be a part of every moment. We saw how the man was booed out the building at Cena's last match because we know that was you, dog. That was you, because you showed us on Unreal that, oh, hey, we can't mess it up. You did. You're done. We got you. And now you're coming out and you're proud of it. You're seeing it to the degree that even in Saudi Arabia, you might say Saudi Arabia is an audience that is very agreeable with a lot of stuff they see. See, they didn't even feel that beat on that one either, because they said after the Rumble, they were booing Triple H. They were chanting AEW. They were feeling the heat. So when it comes to overexposure, well, how do y'all feel about that? What are y'all thoughts? I'm gonna kick it to Ray first.
Well, it's interesting you bring up Triple H. Not only is the all over Unreal all up in it. If you don't want your producer all up in the video, if you don't want your booker all up in the videos, all up in the pre-tape, or all up in the opening videos of your pay-per-views, and then all up in the press conference afterwards, come to AEW. That's what Tony Khan should be. But yeah, that brother's he's in the opening videos, and then he's during the narration for the videos, along with having him physically in the videos, and then this man over in the White House, and then this man is over here and doing all this stuff, and then he's doing the post-show not press conferences anymore, because it took those away. Post-show show, I guess.
Yeah.
The recaps, I guess. And so like you said, I think it's like, come on, man, just fade out. And like you said, name on the end credits, along with Lee Fitting, who's kind of troublesome in his own way. And it was like, yeah, it's like you don't have to be on every. Then Autumn, I just happened to be inducted. I just happened to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. Oh my goodness, I didn't know. It was a surprise to me. Oh, WWE 2K6, which I know you want to get into later. Oh, they just happened to put me on the cover for this special edition. Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, it's just like people are getting tired of it, and they're getting a little bit more displeased with the booking as well. So I think the honeymoon phase for good old Paul Levesque is pretty much done and dead and buried, and now people are just judging him by his work, and it doesn't seem like he's using a lot of creativity. But I think we talked about it on NWA. He does have some can't miss stars that can help save him and help him get him out of deep water. So
yeah, I think the overexposure is one thing, but I think what the WWE has turned into is a theater that happens to have wrestling as its backdrop. That's their conflict resolution. Is, I'm going to fight what's her name, or I'm going to fight what's his name. It's just very, very. It's become stale, and they do have a lot of talent on there that they could do a lot of storytelling with. Now, going back to Unreal, I think that's their answer to like the Drive to Survive. Just to recap some of the key storylines and whatever, and you peel back the curtain a little bit for the audience to see who these characters are in real life, and that's great, because you will get some you'll get some lapsed wrestling fans like, oh, okay, so that's what they were doing behind the scenes. But again, I think Paul Levesque has done. He's not going back to the NXT days, because I think that's when it was like a breath of fresh air, and I think his booking style over there, it was a whole lot better than what he's got over here now. I think with the WWE as a whole, my gosh, we've got 3 hours on SmackDown, we've got 3 hours on Raw, we've got 2 hours of NXT. You're right, we have a lot of wrestling, and that's only WWE. We've got AEW, who's got another 5 hours worth of TV that we got to catch up on. We've got TNA that's doing their thing. We got all these other promotions that we're trying to stay in alignment with. So it's not just a WWE problem. I think it's a pro wrestling problem, which it's a good problem to have, because now we get to pick and choose. Before it was only one flavor, and that was WWE. Now we've got so many different other flavors. And so, yeah, Paul Levesque, you kind of hit the nail on the head earlier, Girard, when you said he's got some can't miss players, but I think he's going to miss on some of these players. We're starting to see it already.
That's tough. And I mean, here's the thing with those can't miss players. If you're not going to capitalize on these hot moments, on the times where you're trying to then raise your ticket prices to a point where then you feel like you can have these premium high prices, when you're dropping the biggest storylines and not giving all this on top of that, like you're struggling to then keep your audience, not only their attention, but just their overall like care for this. That we live in such a day and age where everything is flying at you. There's so much going on. There's so much that you could take in, to almost to an abundance and an overload. So when you're doing that, people want to watch content that makes sense, that they can invest in, that they can see people that they want to see themselves in. And though there's a lot of characters and it's one of the most vibrant wrestling programs and companies out there, looking at the Cena heel turn, looking at capitalizing off an AJ Styles retirement, looking at however you think about it, the Goldberg retirement, you look at how they treat their audiences or how we're just moving to the next thing. It's almost like a quick prep chef who's moving through everything and cooking the food hot and fast and throwing it out, but there's not really a lot of care and quality into it. You kind of see some of the stuff in those WWE and Real segments, but like you don't actually get the perks and the benefits of them then showing you the actual good fruit coming from this too. We've seen some of it over times. We've seen like the Rheas and the EOs succeed last year. But when the stars are kind of doing their thing, but people are still not liking the company, you're starting to kind of see that effect swing the other way. And so whether it's dropping those big storylines, whether we're talking about Saudi Arabia and the divide in that, and how some fans will not watch those shows out of respect for what is going on and the nature of the business deals behind that. And so when you're dividing your fan base like that, but you don't even have a genuine, honest conversation with us to talk about that, it sucks right there alone. People are not happy about WrestleMania going to Saudi Arabia next year. That is going to harm the product. That is going to harm the experience. It's this company's mentality of, oh, we want to keep you at the level we see you at. The stars are who we see are the stars. It doesn't matter what the fans are really screaming for or clamoring for. And then the political associations. It was kind of touched on by both folks earlier. But when these affiliations with the White House, the affiliations with Saudi Arabia, and the reasons why that we're just doing it for money, and we're not even, we can say these things about change, and we've seen some change in the wrestling program, but that doesn't mean they're changing the legitimate culture over there in Saudi Arabia. And it's at the end of the day, it's a business deal. And if they weren't being paid, they wouldn't be going. And the fact that the pot keeps getting sweetened is the reason why they keep going more and more. And folks just don't like that. When you're associating the biggest shows and everything of the year, I'm not saying that the people of Saudi Arabia don't deserve that, but the reasons and why things are happening, it struggles to take this momentum away from folks. And it hangs over almost like a dark cloud. But what do you all think about those last couple points that I've touched on? Is there anything else you all want to add about WWE struggling and what's hurting them currently? Or is there anything I haven't named that you want to bring to the table?
You kind of glossed on it. I mean, TKO, and I'll say this about UFC as well, their parent company, TKO, raising prices. So before, look at it this way. Gerard, you went to WrestleMania last year, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
I sure did.
Are you going this year? Are you going this year?
No, hey, here's the thing. I have not gone back to a WWE show since last year's WrestleMania because of how financially expensive it was, how much it broke somebody, and the way they played games with their stars and how they want to manipulate you into spending more money. Oh yeah, I could go to Chamber the show prior and go get a photo with CM Punk, with a Roxanne Perez, with the Street Profits. I don't have to pay a fee to go in to get the photo. I can just pay for the photo. Now, when we get to Mania, we got to put a price wall behind that. And it's a $74 price wall, which is more than the photo itself. And then on top of that, yeah, we can do that. But then the certain stars on more expensive days, they're playing games. They are legitimately just.
You're making my point. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't mean to run over your point like that.
You making my point.
My bank account mad again.
I can say less. You know, my whole thing is like, okay, so Survivor Series was in San Diego, and I'm like, cool, that's right down the road. I can make a quick trip over there, hang out with my son who live over there. And I started looking at ticket prices, and where I would normally sit, those jokers were like $700. And I'm like, okay, I can battle traffic, go down to the show, see the show for about a good 2.5 hours, because it wasn't that long of a show. Still battle traffic to get back home and be down $700 plus, because I still got to eat, I still got lodging, I still got, I'm gonna buy some souvenirs, right?
Okay.
So that's just for me. Now, if I want to take somebody with me, you could double that. So, dude, I could go to Disney for cheaper. You know what I'm saying? I can hit up Disneyland for cheaper. And you know what? It's like you're not getting the best. I'm not blaming the talent. I'm blaming the storytelling. You know what I'm saying? You got to have more compelling matches. And that's why I think, and not to, jump the gun a bit, that's where I think AEW is outperforming WWE at this point. Because WWE, yeah, you get a couple cool matchups, but you're not getting the matches like you would hope to get. I mean, a few weeks back, we got AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah. That was Shinsuke Nakamura's best match, I'd say, in the last 6 years. Hands down. Easily, arguably. But to go back to your point downtown, bro, they mishandled and fumbled the whole AJ retirement thing because hopefully, again, not to spoil the whole show, hopefully that wasn't his last in-ring performance. Hopefully it was just his last in-ring performance in WWE. But this man should have been celebrated to the length of not so much of a John Cena, but close to it, because the way everybody respects him in the locker room, the way he's done and contributed to the industry, he deserved a lot more than just to get, put out to pasture in Saudi Arabia. I'm not mad that Gunther did it. I'm just mad where he did it. That's all.
I couldn't agree with that more, man. Right.
I mean, I think you guys hit it all. I think you guys hit the nail right on the head. And you mentioned being able to go to Disneyland for cheaper. I'm sure, and I think you've talked about this before, downtown, when you went, you also in the same year, you went to All In, and it was like you got stuff for free. It's like
half the price. The price, closer seats, more a better experience.
No doubt.
And fulfilling ends to the matches that I was getting. I didn't have to watch a man walk slowly down a ramp or farming or whatever you want to call Travis Scott and what he was doing. Man, I could scream, and he still couldn't hear me from my seats in Vegas. And so that's the issue. I'm still paying the price for his slow walk.
And I'm sure you could have went. I'm sure you could have went to All In Wembley, and even with the ticket, like the airplane ticket and the lodging and stuff, I'm sure it'll be comparable.
Absolute facts. Yeah, I haven't got a playing card at WWE shows. No, with myself. No, they were giving away free playing cards, customized, printed right there on the spot for you. It was such an experience and such a fun time. I wish WWE would take some notes and get back to the people-centered activities and actual experiences, building the sets, doing the things that matter, that get people invested and involved in it. Stop just sniffing up your own ass about the shit you've done already, because I'm about tired of it. Like, it's great. We did WrestleMania 40. Cool. Stop living off of that storyline and the bloodline stuff. Build new moments and new storylines. Always be looking for the next thing. I kind of feel like we're trying to do that this year with the new generation coming up, and we've seen the promotion behind them. We gonna see. I wouldn't have done Braun Breaker like that, but we gonna see. Hey, injury or not, I wouldn't have done him like that. That's all I'm gonna say. But with that, I talked about a dark cloud being over WWE. Well, there was a dark cloud over AEW once before, and the momentum has been swinging slowly from that dark cloud, and I would say from the Brawl Out time period all the way through All In and CM Punk being fired, the way he was fired, the different energies, reports that came out, the different media appearances. There was a cloud just over the company overall. No matter how good the talent would wrestle, no matter how much they could try to get the positive side of the company out, it just seemed that the negative seemed to keep following AEW consistently for a good minute. Now, since Double or Nothing 2025, we've been on this momentum swing for the company. They've been consistent, but there was a couple pay-per-views last year that, whether you're a Dynasty or a Revolution fan, maybe you weren't a fan of Cope and Mox, or maybe you weren't a fan of the way Swerve result went down with Mox. I wasn't, but they got you back with Double or Nothing. They held you with All In. They built it back with Forbidden Door, and they kept going down the road with each show, giving you quality after quality, going through their television, giving you consistent storyline telling, and trying to just drown out that noise. They had positive media appearances from Tony Khan over here speaking back and forth with folks, whether it's just other podcasts or not rekindling, but making amends and fixing relationships that were harmed out there before with Ariel Helwani and whatnot. The momentum for this company has been swinging in such a positive direction, sending people home happy, sending me home happy after All in Texas with money in my pocket because you didn't rob me blind for a ticket. you give me good times and good storylines. You're building new stars and you're bolstering up the stars that we already love. You're putting Hangman in the main event scene and keeping him where he belongs. You got MJF back to the way people want to see MJF. You got Tony Storm in the fashion of her rocking and rolling for the women's division. Moxley, if he's your cup of tea, he's doing what he's doing. I had to admit to myself at a certain point, I think I just have a bias at this point to Jon Moxley winning right now in 2026. But hey, I could dive into that later if we need to. You got Willow and her double champ status, Chris Statlander, Tofu or not. They were working to build her and create her at a bigger main event level. You got your Okada, which put him on a milk carton because homie said I'm beat up right now. And then you got Jay's favorite main event wrestler in AEW, Kenny Omega, getting back to that scene. That on top of the last thing I want to say, and I want to pass it to you on, the positive just things coming out of the messages that the wrestlers themselves are supporting. Whether it's the get ice out chants and supporting that through Brody Lee, and it's been spreading even when Brody's not there. You see it on the screen, you hear it in the crowd getting chanted. They're not blocking it out on TNT. They're allowing that message to be seen and sent. And they can see the positive growth in literally ratings. The ratings have been increasing. Collision ratings are at their all-time best in years, and they're increasing and growing. People are getting behind the product. What do you think are some of the biggest contributors that I've named currently in this momentum swing for AEW? And what are the things that you all are enjoying the most out of this? Jay, how about you, man?
Well, AEW remembered who they were, and at the grassroots, at the foundation of it, they say, "Hey, we're an alternative to WWE." And once they got back into thinking, like, you know what, we're not competing with them, we're an alternative to them. And once they got the stench of CM Punk out of their whole system, because that's what they were just, they got jilted at the altar. They had company man Punk pulled their hand. They had to get rid of him because he laid hands on. So you can't do that, right? Whatever you feel about it, whether it was justified or not. But they got rid of that, that stench, and they are doing something that WWE is not doing, and that's like we've only got 3 or 4 contenders for our title. That's Cody's gonna be vying for the title. Jacob Fatu is gonna be vying for a title. Roman Reigns is going to be vying for a title, and maybe you might want to throw Sami Zayn, but we know he's not going to win a title. I would love for him to, but we all know that they're not going to let him win the title. That's it. Everybody else, they're part of my mid-card mafia. That's it. AEW, on the other hand, you got Samoa Joe, you got Kenny Omega, you got Hangman Adam Page, you got Swerve Strickland, you've got maybe a Tommaso Ciampa, who we will get back into. I mean, that's a new toy you can play with and put out there. You always got Jon Moxley you can get back into. That's 6 people right off the rip. I just ripped, they've got different players to keep the title picture fresh. They've got their own stars that they've created, in addition to Andrade as well too. And they've got other people that they're drawing into, like, okay, WWE didn't do right by you. Hey, come over here. We got plenty of TV time. You got the talent clearly. So let's expose that. Let's put you on the map, and that's what's drawing ratings in, because now we're starting to see a psycho killer on Saturday nights. We haven't seen him in when he hasn't been himself. We're starting to see Andrade. It's like, oh gosh, he can wrestle. We've known it, but we haven't been seeing it consistently while he was in the other company, right? So that's I think what the AEW the Tony Khan is doing for AEW. It's like, okay, look, I've got all this talent, and I haven't even gone into the women's side of the picture because they've got a plethora of title contenders over on that side. Not to mention they've got the women's tag division, which they actually put some thought and care into. They're just doing everything that the WWE is not doing, and they're doing it correctly.
I fully agree, and I like some of those points, man. But the biggest thing I think you hit on the head, Jay, is they got back to doing them.
Right.
Not doing WWE like, not doing whatever they think is trying to compete back and forth with them. They went to being the alternative, and that's how you compete. And they went back to what's their original.
That's their identity. That's what they built the company on. It's like, look, we are not WWE. We are AEW. We are an alternative. As a matter of fact, we're going to have a pay-per-view over at the O2 Arena. We're taking our show to you because we know that there's an audience that wants to do that. And then what happens? WWE has a whole European tour, which is great for fans all around the world. Not disputing that. That's great. Counter programming. So it is what it is, man. So as long as AEW stays in their pocket and continues to evolve and do what they do best, I think they're going to have a superior product because they're not trying to be all things to all people.
Right. They just trying to be all elite wrestling. I like that.
All elite. That's it.
But Ray, how about you, man?
Well, once again, I think you brothers brought up a bunch of good points, and I would hate to repeat any of the things that you just said. But I could think of two things originally. You talk about counter programming, and I think you mentioned that well because Tony has always considered himself. Well, I think while he was starting the company, you mentioned just being the alternative. He's always considered AEW being his term, the challenger brand, just like Coca-Cola has Pepsi as a challenger brand. So he's always put himself as the alternative. Now, I think lately he started to get a little bit bigger than his britches when he was well, in Europe, we the industry leader. It's like, hold your horses. Not yet. You're getting there. But I think, like you guys said, they're sticking to what they do best. I think one big thing is that where in WWE, they don't want to consider one person bigger than the company or bigger than the brand. I think AEW doesn't mind if people branch out and become popular in different areas to bring attention right back towards AEW. For instance, with MJF, having him go do movies like Iron Claw and then going and doing Happy Gilmore 2, and then I think he's got some other projects coming up, but then knowing that he's going to come right back and trying to put like that put that spotlight on him on those projects, and also highlight him being back. And then you mentioned Brody King, not hiding those chants and just putting it out there so that it can get that notoriety, that mainstream notoriety. So again, eyeballs can come back towards AEW. So I think he's not Tony Khan isn't afraid of allowing his superstars, or his wrestlers, I should say, to be a little bit bigger for the company, or allow them to branch out to bring back eyeballs to AEW. And I think that's a big thing for them. Like you said, the product. And again, I want to harken back to when you're talking about counter programming. We saw this when they had All In, and they tried to counter program with I believe it was Saturday night's main event. And then we saw this when they had another big pay-per-view show, and they tried to counter program with Evolution, I believe. So we saw, or Evolution 2, I should say. So but we saw that AEW has its core base, and that they're not afraid to just go out there be themselves, let the audience choose. And I think they're confident that if they continue to have this formula of great matches plus great storytelling, because a lot of people before just consider AEW they just do flippy dippy stuff, and they don't have inner psychology, as one person probably would say, or two people that come to mind at podcasts who are set in their ways. They just do flippy dippy stuff. They don't tell stories, and they boomer sooner. Let me not be like Maven. Let me stop. But I just think that now they're starting to dig deep into that bag and tell those stories with different things and mix things up. Like you said, Jay, they're not getting stuck in the same old story. They're not getting stuck like WWE, where, how can we rehash the bloodline? How can we rehash what's going on with the White Vision? How can we just keep doing stuff that was popular before but not as hot now? But let me just keep doing that so that we can get some more success, and let's just wring the rag until it's completely dry. But AEW is not doing that. They're trying to evolve with their stories. Like, all right, we had our Avengers Endgame moment at All In last year. So now we're seeing the evolution of these characters now. So now we're seeing, all right, Hangman lost the belt. How is he going to redeem himself and get himself back into the top spot? All right, we see MJF return. He's got the belt now. What dastardly things does he have in mind next to solidify his championship reign? Swerve, operative name. Now he's a bad guy again. What can we see out of him? Is he going to go after Hangman now that he's had this change of heart now? Like, so now we're seeing the evolution of all these main characters, and we're seeing the storytelling being developed and improved and going to the next step. So I think the development of the stories is really key in AEW. And like you said, to go along with the ring work that is always top notch for them, is truly bringing them to another level. The only thing that I have a little bit against it is that, all right, well, now what's going on? Because you don't have enough. Well, you talked about, Jay, earlier. You said WWE has a bunch of TV time. AEW does have a bunch of TV time, but it seems like they got more wrestlers than TV time, because there's some wrestlers that you haven't seen in like a year and a half. We just saw Private Party come back, but it's like, what's going to go on with them? Are they going to return to the top? Where's the Hurt Business? I know Bobby's hurt, but what's going on with Shelton? Like, what's going on? We still haven't seen, like you said, put on the milk carton. We still haven't seen poor Nyla Rose, doggone Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Where you been at? MIA. That's what you've been at. So that's the thing that I want to see. It's like, what's going on with these superstars, or I keep calling them superstars, the AEW elite.
You are programmed.
I know. That's crazy. That's what they do. That speak, that WWE speak, is just, they keep saying it, and now I'm regurgitating it. Next time I'm going to start calling it the AEW universe. But the AEW elite performers, I should say. Like, how are we going to start bringing some of those folks back along with the newer folks that you're pushing? So that's what I would like to see next, is just, how are you going to bring on these folks that you have that haven't had a lot of television time before, and kind of meld them with the newer stars like Tommaso Ciampa and like others who have returned as well. So, well,
you know what? You did hit on something which AEW has learned, because they did do what you were talking about before, what WWE is doing. They had these whack factions. Hello, Jericho Appreciation Society. Hello, Learning Tree. Hello, Conglomeration. Hello, Inner Circle was actually pretty good. But all these different factions that didn't work and were not hitting, they learned from it. It's like, okay, this didn't work. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel and go back to it just like the Bloodline or anything like that.
Right.
They're trying to do something different. Okay, this wasn't working. Let's blow it up and send them to ROH if we have to. But they have that as a at their disposal as well too. They can send some of these talented performers to an ROH, have them perform on YouTube or whatever, and then build a buzz. Or that could be like some of their breeding ground. But I think what AEW is doing different from WWE, again, to my point, is they've learned from those mistakes and they're not rehashing it and trying to push it onto an audience again, saying, hey, look, we've repackaged it. We know you like it, or we're not playing to an audience of one. That's what WWE has been doing for so long. And that's what we've been trained to take it and like it. Pause. And that's what we've been force fed.
Gotcha. I would say I like those points. And to bounce off the same thing, Ray, I think to look at a couple of case studies for what you're talking about. Look at a Harley Cameron. Look at a Kevin Knight. Two people who have been slowly built up. Okay, you came in the company. Kevin was a little more behind it than Harley, because Harley was new to this.
Yeah.
But both of them kind of have some wins and losses. And now looking at just even this previous Dynamite, you got Kevin Knight getting that win over the Beast Mortos, where they could have easily set up a scene where he loses to set up for the win in the trios match, because that's what they were talking about and fighting over. But no, they let Kevin get that win, and you could hear the crowd support, the actual build, and them recognizing his moves, recognizing his call signs, speaking to him, and like working with Kevin in that match. You see the development of him and stars like Harley growing alongside of, take a case study like a Tommaso Ciampa, bringing them in, and Andrade, bringing them in, putting them with the bigger stars, giving them big moments right off the rip, giving them notoriety to show, hey, they can hang with this level of people in the company, and there's potential for more. That has been getting people this. They're bringing their stars in and doing something with it. They're not, hey, come to the Rumble, and we got a dark match for you at SmackDown. Royce Keys. Got this dark match for you, homie. I'm telling you, dog, just send him to NXT, man. Like, stop playing with that man. Send him to NXT. They should have did it with the machine guns. You do it with him, it's gonna end better in the long run. But that's a tangent. With that being said,
one more thing, just to jump in, man. Shout out to my guy Trip Rogers, man. I see you, bro. He brought up the point, that AEW was sold out in Sacramento. That's another thing that AEW is doing. They realize they're not going to, sell out 10,000 seat arenas. They're going to these smaller venues where it's a much more intimate setting, where the crowd is lit better and they sound much more enthusiastic and more lively. Man, that's what they're doing. That's much different. I think they started doing that back in 2024, going to these small venues, and just it's paying off dividends. At first, it was like, oh man, you're going from a 10,000, 11,000 seat arena and dropping all the way down to a 4,000 or 5,000 seat arena. Yeah, it was a bit, a shock, on television, at least for me, the viewer. Now that we're used to it, it's like, okay, they sound like they want to be there. It doesn't sound like they're seat fillers at all. So,
right.
And when you got excited people for the product, that gets excited people at home watching it. It's a tandem twofold thing. And so
100%.
Here's to what AEW has to do in the future. We're going to see what they do coming up in 2026 moving forward. I can just tell you this, though. The momentum swings in such a manner that when I'm sitting here in my anger, I have taken my AJ Styles gloves. I have thrown them to the ground. I have said enough. I am dating somebody new, and she's literally watching this with me, and I'm trying to control my emotions because I'm trying not to be having this adverse reaction to the fact that my homie done lost. And it's in Saudi Arabia, and I can't even try to scrounge up my pennies to go see homie.
That's tough.
I can't wait for Tony Khan to get it right, because he did it with Sting, and he better do it with my man AJ on the back end. The man who can respect the TNA legends. Samoa Joe, Sting, come on, AJ, bring him on in. Jeff Jarrett, take a seat. take a seat.
Mm-mm.
But with that said, we taking a seat in the car. Oh, hey, give me an AJ Styles TNA World Champion run again, because I'm not trying to poop on the division over there, but it would be a nice little change to the TNA roster. You know, AMC might enjoy that little prestige on there for a second. Take that TNA belt, go to New Japan, go to Ring of Honor. I'm now just doing the pipe bomb promo now at this point.
He ain't taking that TNA belt to New Japan. That ain't gonna happen. He might take it to Noah. He ain't taking it to New Japan.
Okay, all right. I mean, one can hope, because you know what? I would love to see a Yota Tsuji AJ Styles match.
Oh yeah,
I would IWGP World Championship, World Champion versus World Champion. You know, I can smell it. I can pick it up, and hey, it might even help New Japan. They love AJ over there, so you know,
Yeah,
tenfold.
They do.
But
They do.
you know where AJ ain't not gonna be? He's not gonna be in Chicago, Illinois, come February 28th for Elimination Chamber. Sadly, it's a wrap, like Reynolds. So with that, we're gonna talk about the men's Elimination Chamber. We got Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, and Mr. Bojangles himself.
Dang.
Javon. Shiesty commentary from Kevin. Shiesty commentary. He needs to be more urban. He needs to, bruh, get out my ear and get out my face with your nonsense. Happy to see the boy, bouncy boy. He gonna be doing the bouncy. I hate that homie gonna do his thing, but I hope he don't hurt himself in this chamber. Because I see him coming off the top. I mean the top.
Oh
not
yeah,
the top, but like the inner top, like John Morrison style.
yeah.
So, but with that, who do we have for those two last spots coming up? We have the men's qualifier coming up on SmackDown. We got Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams versus Damian Priest for one of those spots. And then if you got an idea of just the mystery or maybe who we get on Raw next week, go ahead and throw that out there. Oh, you said, I'm so proud of your work. We're going to put it up on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't going to give all the details, but
oh, man.
Shout out to
I
Ray.
figure I at least put the card up there.
Man,
Okay,
I could see Damian Priest being number 5. I don't know who number 6 would be in there, only because he's a former champion, and I would hope they're trying to build him back up to that level of where he held the belt for a little bit, and we might need to go back to him because he's a big body and we may have to use him to prop up as a contender. I don't know who number 6 would be though. I really think that I hope they do right by him because at his best he is a very good performer. He just has to the crowd has to get attached to him a little bit better and relate to them. So that's what I think. What do you guys think?
Okay. No, Ray, how about you, man?
I want to say because I think Damian Priest was in the last chamber, correct?
I was there live and I can't remember.
All you remember is not coming out.
No, I remember Punk. I remember Logan Paul. I remember Seth. Here's the thing: Damian kind of been in my. No, he was because he pinned Drew McIntyre to be the first elimination of the match. Because I was screaming like, "Yo, that's my winner! He out first."
Oh,
you down first?
Yeah, there we go. That's why I was so mad. Yeah, I blocked him out for that reason. Yeah, he was there last year.
Gerard's patented underdog pick coming through.
Well, that's back when Drew was just all right. He's going into WrestleMania, him maybe versus Cody back then with the sword because Rock gave him a sword because he didn't resign. Like, okay, maybe we give him the championship. Then he beat John, and then I don't know. I was in a different headspace. Like, yeah, okay, look, chill out, get off me. Anyway, who you got for your picks, Ray?
Well, all right. So I'm thinking the only thing is that is kind of giving me reservations about Damian Priest not being in it is because he just lost. He just took the fall in that 4-way that they had at the Saturday night's main event to just to see who was going to make it to title match at the Rumble, right? So that's the only thing that's giving me a little bit of caution with having him lose, because I think in my mind Trick Williams is probably going to win, but I'm just trying to figure out, like, is Trick Williams going to pin Carmelo Hayes, and then maybe you rehash that down the road, and see if he can, because I think we talked about it again. We talked about it back on NWA podcast, Nubian Wrestling Advocates, presented by Post Wrestling. You can find any way you can listen to your podcast. But I had to slide that plug in there. But I think, because I don't want to have Priest getting buried again in a multi-man match, and then kind of lessening his not momentum, but lessening his credibility as a main event player, because I do still kind of see Damian Priest in that main event scene, like hovering around. He can always deliver and wrestle well for you, and then if you put him up to the bat, he can always hit a home run when he needs to. But I do think they need to cash in on Trick, especially with this momentum going behind them. So I think Trick pins Carmelo to get into and get that 5th spot. As for the 6th spot, I mean, do you really want to throw all your cards in? Like we talked about the blue chippers before. Do you really want to throw your cards in and have Oba up in there? And now it's like, somebody gotta win, somebody gotta lose. You can't beat all 3 of them, or can you? I know Paul gonna find a way if you can beat all 3 of them. But
Brock Lesnar would get rid of all 3 of them. Come on, bro.
Oh no! Don't!
No,
don't do that to me.
We already know. We already know.
Especially if Vinnie Mac had the helm, we know he would. But hang, I'm trying to think, and let me just look back at who's in it so far. So, like you said, we got Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, and 2 more spots. Dang it, that's gonna be, especially if you throw in Trick, and then you already got heat between Trick and Randy, so you could probably spin that off if they get in there. It's hard to think about who that 6th pick, especially since we don't even know the matchup for it yet, because we got to get through this triple threat that's coming up before we hear about the matchup for the last spot. So I'll just throw out a wild guess and say Oba, and then so, and that'll be the person going up against Drew at Mania then. Or, well, did Jacob already? Did Jacob? He was already in a triple threat.
Yeah, with Cody.
With Cody. I wonder if they are going, because I know they've done this in NXT before, where they had the last chance match and they throw all the people that lost into maybe like a battle royal or something like that. I wonder if they're going to do that, and then Jacob makes his way into the chamber. Oh, since I thought about that, let's do that. Switch my pick, not Oba. We're not going to throw Oba right into the title picture yet. I think we're going to do something like that. I think everybody who lost is going to be in like in a battle royale, and I think Jacob is going to end up winning. So those are my 2 picks, Trick and Jacob.
All right. I'm going with, in this regard, I wanted to go with Trick. I feel like it is the time to go with Trick, but to put Trick in the chamber means Trick gotta lose. And so in that regard, I think in this flare at the end of the triple threat, I am actually going to put Carmelo Hayes in the chamber, because I think he would benefit the most going in, as somebody who Trick is getting chanted on Raw. Trick ain't even there. Like they chanting to whoop that Trick everywhere.
Right.
So
they were
Trick
also
good.
in Memphis. They were also in Memphis too.
Hey, but they good. Trick good right now.
He is. He's solid.
The momentum's growing. Same with Melo, but it's much further behind. And so, as U.S. champion, to go in there and have a showcase, I can think of Chamber 2012. Cody Rhodes is the IC champion, going in there to try to become a double champion and get the World Heavyweight Championship off of Daniel Bryan. There was that example of doing that. They've done it before in the past where they put like the mid-card champion to go after that World Championship. Why not put Melo at a place to be seen amongst those people going amongst that championship? We just saw Ilya do it, and we're not going to just disrespect the person who Ilya lost to. So we should have him doing the same thing that Ilya is doing as well, chasing down that main event scene, chasing down that world title. So Melo, that's my first one. I'm throwing him in there. He might pin Damian because, to me, you protect Trick. Trick should not be losing. Keep that momentum going for him and keep the door open. Maybe Trick gets it down the line and then we can still do that Trick Melo match at Mania. But I really think I'm worried about Sami Zayn. I think that he might have been roasted so much that when you get roasted, that Arthur fist starts to form. You got to down by your shoulder. You got to swing that sucker at a certain point. And I think Sammy gonna be in the back at one too many flannel comments. It's gonna be here I come. And he gonna come down there and he gonna get in Trick way. Because I think I said it from their first promo. Trick's Mania match should technically be against Sammy. Sammy should be losing at this year's WrestleMania against Trick to build Trick up. Send Sammy on this conquest from I lost in Saudi Arabia, I lost at Mania, I gotta get it back in blood come next year. Whether he wins the Rumble and then goes into the Rumble to go into WrestleMania next year to win the championship, he needs to be rebuilt again, but it ain't gonna be now. So it starts with keeping Trick hot at Mania. So Trick out the chamber, that's my one. And then my two, I think I forgot my two after all my ranting about one. That's the wild part. Because somebody from Raw.
No,
I really hope not.
No.
Because that will beat him. Like, are we really getting that LA Knight Brock Lesnar match at Mania? I don't want that. I want Oba versus Brock, and I need Oba to get what he should have got at the Rumble at Mania in blood.
I agree.
That's what that need to be.
But
Go ahead.
You know who's writing the show, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I would love for that to happen too. I just don't see anybody else but Brock being either number 6. I just don't see it because you gotta sell tickets.
The thing is, though, and we talked about this earlier, is like, read the room, Trips. We don't want this man. We don't nobody want. No matter what you want to make up. Oh yeah, I heard we want Brock. Nobody said that. Okay, at SummerSlam, nobody said that, and nobody's saying that now. We don't want Brock. This brother. Brock got a weird case. Why is he around? Like we need to have him cool off, man. Unless you're gonna have a bona fide program with him, like we don't need to keep bringing this man back for one-offs, and he ain't gonna stick around. Like, especially since nobody want him here. Besides that blue shirt guy that was on the program with me during SummerSlam, who was jumping up.
Who that was? I don't know who that was.
Yeah,
move that man, tomato,
Yeah,
tomato,
and
get him up.
he had a different pair of shades on. I couldn't recognize him.
Whoever that was, he should have probably opened his mouth a little bit earlier, and then everything would have been all right. But you know what? That sounds like he needed to bite the bullet on that one. That's just tough.
Yeah,
tough.
for real. But yeah, like he did have some self-awareness, Triple H, don't he? Please,
For real. Some. Try some.
Oh no.
So I'm looking at the Raw roster right now. I'm like, I don't think Sheamus is gonna be back by then. I don't think. I'm looking at all the people. I didn't know it. Oh, I didn't know Xavier was injured. He has a.
Yeah, he's injured. Yeah.
Oh.
Huh.
Oof.
That's sad, man. Well,
What's Kofi?
Has Bronson Reed already been in the qualifier? Because I would put Bronson Reed in that position. You know, Kofi, but they don't want to do that because everybody gonna get behind him again. But then they don't have no intention of pushing that man again.
Yeah.
In Chicago, they put Kofi in the chamber. They go crazy for Kofi just off rip, just for the principle of it. So, because that's what happened last time. He was a random tag guy thrown in the situation, and people say, "Hey, this might be our only moment. Let's do this. Let's get this man. Let's push this man to the moon." And they got it. So, who's to say we couldn't do that again? Dang, Brad Baylor looks like Kyle Fletcher. That's scary. Well, with that said, I'm gonna wrap up my choice. I don't have a second pick, but if they do that last chance battle royal, then I'm gonna reverse my decision. And I'm gonna say Trick gets in, Sammy gets eliminated in the chamber. Trick then loses at Mania. That's my reverse order.
Oh,
all right.
But let's move on because I'm not trying to derail us with this topic. So we got the women's chamber coming up. Tiffany Stratton. Then qualified in there, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka. Once again, we got two more folks up. With the next qualified match, we got Nia Jax versus Charlotte Flair versus Kiana James. I think this is kind of an obvious point, but could add a little bit of flair to the storyline. So, with that said, Ray, we're gonna go with you, man. Who do you think got it first? Who's your one? And if you got a mystery pick for two, who's your mystery pick?
Let me see. Let me go down and see. All right, so Tiff, Rhea, Alexa, Asuka. Have we had? Because I know last week, Lash and Smash. We're talking trash. Oh, bars. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. I think they were talking smack to Tiff. So I think one of the two got to be at least in one of the upcoming triple threats or one of the qualifying matches. So I think most likely you got to get Nia in there, I think. So Nia's my first one. And as far as that last pick, I'm trying to think, because if they do on the men's side, if they do a last chance, then I'm assuming they're going to do a last chance on the women's side. And I'm trying to think of all the women who lost.
I'll help you.
All right,
I'll help you with this. Lash lost her match.
Okay.
So Lash already lost her qualifier, so she could be somebody who could go to technically end this.
Okay.
If you wanted to. So, because Nia of their team, one still has the chance to go and the other one's already out. So,
right.
Let me see who are the other qualifiers that I missed.
Because I think who else was EO? Because I think did Tiff beat Leo? Did Tiff beat Lash? Or who did Tiff pin? I know Bailey lost. So maybe throw Bailey, but I don't think Bailey getting that last spot though.
Nah.
Bailey lost, Lyra lost.
Lady
the Pitbull, not the stone one, but the small one.
What's it? Nile? Ivy Nile? Or
yep, Ivy Nile. There we go. So
I'm trying to think. You want to start in it. Did Charlotte? Yeah, did Charlotte? She's
in this match with Nia.
Oh. And who's in that? So Charlotte, Nia, and who?
Charlotte, Nia, and
James.
And who?
The one taking
Kiana James. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those Julius name I keep forgetting. No Julia's handler. That girl, you know her.
They've been putting respect on her name this year, but still, the one taking the pin.
Yeah, the statistician, if you will. My bad.
I'm so sorry, but she is taking that pin. I'd be blown away if she didn't.
Like you said, the woman who's gonna take the pin, yeah, her. Let me see, because now I gotta do wrestler math, because now I gotta be like, how many are faces, how many are heels, how many are in between, and then we're gonna was Tiffany's face, Rhea's face, Bliss's face, Asuka's heel. So that means we need 2 more heels. And
he's already lost 2.
Who?
Natty. That's
Yeah,
a heel. That's somebody who lost in the qualifier as well for you.
Okay, Natty. So Naya's going to be the second heel in my mind, and then who's going to be that third heel? I'm trying to think. So I already got where we're going to talk about the women's Intercontinental title being defended. Oh, is Chelsea hurt?
Yep.
Yeah, she's in
broken leg. She's in a wheelchair.
Oh no, broken leg. Oh no. All right. Dang. So she's out. We know. Oh, my girl, Piper's out. Not Alba Fire, or not yet, or not yet.
She's pushing the wheelchair right now.
Alba hurt too?
No, she's just pushing the wheelchair.
Oh, she pushing. Oh, so Chelsea staying on TV.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's just getting pushed around.
Go ahead, get
that back.
If you can keep making those towns and keep getting paid, Chelsea, I don't blame you.
You got a match in the bit.
Oh, kind of like the Britt Baker Reba dynamic. I like that. All right, so who is going to be? And are any heels on Raw that I'm not thinking of? I don't know. I'm gonna keep that a question mark. I'm gonna keep that a question because I don't know. It's hard for me to think unless y'all mention somebody.
I'm thinking along the same lines as Ray. You know, Nia Jax getting into the match. Okay. I don't know who the 6th person was. Originally, I was thinking it might have been a Roxanne, but she's injured as well too now.
Yeah.
So.
Raquel?
No, Roxanne. She had a mask removed from her back.
Yeah, I heard about Roxanne, but what's Raquel doing?
I swear she lost one already.
She did.
Well, if she gets into that last,
if there's a last chance, then she might be in that one. But
she'll run it back. I'm not running it back, but I'm trying to go back and forth now. But yeah.
But you know what was ran back? That Nia choice. And you know what I heard in the distance all of a sudden? I hear Brother Nate just in the background dancing and having a hullabaloo. But that's nice and all, Brother Nate. You're not getting what you want with me. Charlotte Flair gonna get up in this match because we gotta tell that tag team breakup of 2 people trying to go for that world title. We already saw how that energy felt at the Rumble. Now we just gotta stack on that so we can get that singles match at Mania between the 2. So with that said, we're gonna have to. And that's on out of there.
I know who my number 6 is be. Sol Ruka.
That's who I was thinking. No,
I don't know how she gets in, but she about to get in.
But she's
a soul snatcher.
The only thing is though, she going for the NXT title like what next week or something like that. So it's gonna be hard to kind of have her in all these different like different situations across brands and stuff.
They've done it before.
I did think of Sol Ruka though.
They've done it before. I mean, they've had the NXT champ go across, to the main roster and pull double duty for some time. I mean,
that's true.
Who's to say that can't happen to her? I mean, she is an attraction. The Soul Snatcher is a sight to behold. And what better place to showcase that inside the chamber? That's a playground. She could be really, really creative over there. So I could definitely see that.
Her running up a pod and hitting it. I fear for you back in the landing, but man,
that's her climbing to the top and doing it.
All right, hey, we didn't get to the 2K26 part of the discussion yet, right? Chill out. We know that
Patty Gimlet.
She gonna get that van sponsorship one way or another. She gonna get that sponsorship.
But for me, I'm going Charlotte in for the win. And if we doing we might do the last chance ordeal, but like I don't know if she had a chance or not. Because I want to put Julia up in here because I'm doing the dual US champion gimmick. If Carmelo up in there, Julia up in there. We both give them the showcase because they both need the time and the shine to get that in there and to have Rhea to go off of, to have Tiffany to go off of, Alexa and Asuka all in the same space. Watch out for Nia. I mean, watch out for Charlotte. Oh, gosh. But maybe Nia them coming out outside. Hey, yeah, definitely a 40 slip, but you got your Charlotte Flair going in there. Hey, I'm just trying to encourage Brother Nate. I heard him crying out after I said Charlotte, so I'm trying to just give him some comfort in this regard. But now those are my two picks for sure. It's going to be Charlotte going in, and then give Julia her little spot to get a little razzle dazzle in there with the U.S. Championship.
Gotcha. No,
but talking about mid card champions. Oh, go ahead, man.
Well, I was gonna say real quick, Brother Nate, don't cry over spoiled caramel, brother.
Oh, spoiled caramel.
My man ain't even here to defend us.
Caramel. Not spoiled. Nia ain't spoiled, but don't cry over spilled caramel, brother.
I love it.
Drip, drip, drip.
I can't transition out the drip, drip, drip. But what I will say is, what we was talking about prior, mid-card champions. And we're going to talk about the mid-card IC Women's Championship.
Oh, of course.
Becky Lynch, champion, walking into enemy territory. Wildly enough, doing the same thing that Finn had to do, and as Finn is going to do. It's the Chicago natives versus the Ireland, land of the island of Ireland natives. So with that battle, we got AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the IC title. Does AJ get it done? Do the couples hold up the belts at the end of the show together? Or is Ireland going to be singing happy songs this show? Ray, what are you feeling?
I hate to say it, but I think Becky's going to get the upper hand. I think they're already telling the tale. She lost at WrestlePalooza. She lost at SummerSlam as well, or not SummerSlam, but at War Games. I think they're already telling the story. She's going to have a trick up her sleeve, just like with all the matches that she had with Lyra. She's going to have a trick up her sleeve. So I think Irish eyes will be watching, and they'll be crying. They'll be crying in joy as Becky somehow gets the victory over AJ. But I think that they will run it back at WrestleMania, and I think that's when AJ is going to get the big win.
Okay, I like that. So we got the Becky win coming out of Chamber. How about you, Jay?
Ray, you almost had me, man. You almost had me. I think if both CM Punk and AJ Lee lose in Chicago, they're gonna be moving furniture. They don't want that to happen. So I think that AJ Lee is going to win. She will be your new Women's Intercontinental Champion. And to your point, they will run it back at Mania, where Becky Lynch will win it back.
Oh,
Mania.
You flip it.
Yes. Yeah, you almost had me. I was like, that's a wild theory, but you got the players backwards. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think will happen and could happen and would make the most sense, because you want to send the people home happy, or at least in WWE logic with this show, because they're in Chicago. But with Mania, they're always going to have some title changes, and I think that's going to be one of them, where Becky Lynch gets her title back.
I like that. Because that's why we tag team partners. We on the same path. We on the same wavelength. Doing it because literally
it's a handicap.
AJ about to win in Chicago, man.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, same handicap match.
Handicap match.
This ain't the handicap match. This just the truth. AJ Lee about to win that belt. It's better for the story for her to be able to go have the couples walking into Mania as the happy champions. Maybe the story is we both fail at the end of the day at Mania and we both lose our belts. How do we recover from this? I don't necessarily think Punk's gonna lose to Roman at Mania, but if that is the actual case, okay, hot take, but hot off the press. But I think the story for Chamber is leaving folks happy. Now, with that said, then that leads us to the next match, where Irish eyes are watching again. Finn Balor, round 2, Electric Boogaloo against CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. Can Finn get it done? How about you, Jay?
You know I'm a heel at heart. I want Finn Balor to win. I would love for Finn Balor to win. I mean, his resume speaks for himself. He said it best. I came in first night on Raw. I won the Universal Championship against Roman Reigns. But the barricade's undefeated. You know what I'm saying? He separated his shoulder. He won. He was the guy. He was slated to be the guy. And then injuries happened, and then he was never slotted to hold that position again. I want that for Finn. He hasn't gotten the career or the WWE career that I thought he should have had. And with that being said, wrong time, wrong place. He's not winning against CM Punk. CM Punk's gonna win. It's in Chicago. He don't miss. He's invincible in Chicago. He's not going to lose. So I hope it's a competitive match. I hope we get a side of Finn Balor that we haven't seen in such a long time. Not saying that the demon come out, but just seeing a competitive version of Finn Balor. It's going to be a great match, or at least I hope it's going to be a great match. But CM Punk's going to win, and that's my pick.
Gotcha. How about you, Brett?
Well, Brother Jay, you mentioned CM Punk being invincible in Chicago, much like another superstar from another sport who is invincible in Chicago. Another multi-time champion. Another brother who was accused of punching his teammate in the face. I'm talking about CM Punk is Jordan when it comes to him being in Chicago. And I think you can tell more of the story because you guys said the fans got to go home happy. They're going to go home happy with CM Punk retaining his championship, because I think that with Finn Balor wanting to prove that he could get the job done all by himself, I think Dirty Dom and JD are going to come out there and try to get him the belt. They're going to end up screwing something up, and then Punk is going to take advantage. He's going to win, and then I think this is where we see the real. We've always seen little cracks and fissures here and there between Dom, between Finn, between the rest of the Judgment Day, especially with Liv. But I think this is where the giant crack will come to kind of force the beginning of the end of the Judgment Day, or at least the beginning of the end of Finn Balor's association with the Judgment Day. So I think you could tell a real story there, especially we know Finn Balor ain't going to wrestle again. Like, this ain't going to be no trilogy come WrestleMania. We already know that it's going to be CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. But I think you could tell a story to where you can maybe build between a match for the Intercontinental Championship between Dirty Dom and Finn Balor to see who has rule over the Judgment Day. And then I think you can start to see the cards fall where they may once you get to there. So with that, my pick is CM Punk retaining successfully.
And we are all on the same page. I would love to see Finn win. When we were at SummerSlam 2023 years ago, it was him versus Seth in their secondary rematch. I'm biting on every fall during that match, hoping this man's going to get this one time, even if it's for a month, just to get that belt for one time, because we only got to have him for a day with it the last time. So give me just a little more time. This ain't 2023. It's 2026.
Yeah.
Time has passed. And you know what? I would love to see him win Money in the Bank. I'd love to see him maybe do a small IC title reign and then see him go to Money in the Bank and win Money in the Bank. But I think Trick's also going to take that briefcase from him. So Trick Willie with that briefcase, all platinum white out and everything. Come on, man.
Let's talk about
it. All chromed out like this on the front of the briefcase, like bling. Come on now.
What did the man put? What did the man put the mink around the? He put the mink around the briefcase.
You gonna see next season on the real. Hey Triple H, can I put some fur on this? Oh yeah, go ahead. We got some people in production. Go ahead, take it down. But hey, make that money, make that bag. But for the folks we talk about now, yeah, it ain't Finn's time. Maybe in Money in the Bank in New Orleans.
Yeah.
But it just ain't now. Right now it's CM Punk's time. And we have that big main event match at WrestleMania that we cannot jeopardize. And so it makes me ask you all one last follow-up question. We've gone through the whole card for Elimination Chamber, all 4 matches. Last year we had 4 matches at Elimination Chamber and a moment. Something to kind of sell and push WrestleMania forward. What is that moment at this show? Are we looking at potentially the breakup of the Judgment Day actually being that at the end of the show? Maybe if Finn goes it alone, they all come out, hug him, hold him up, kind of cheer him with the crowd. Chicago's probably going to give him a standing ovation at the end. And then they kill him. Is that? I mean, everybody, including JD. Raquel power bombs him through the desk. Like they kill him. It is Finn's Judgment Day. You didn't get it done. You are not one of us anymore. It's over.
I like that.
What kind of? Oh my God! If you all don't think that's the moment, what other moments could potentially happen at this show? Do we get a Dwayne sighting? Probably not. But it is his yearly time to pop up at Chamber. So come take a ride, buddy. So what do y'all think, Jay?
As long as we don't get a Travis Scott sighting, I'm good. I'm cool off of that. I don't need to hear fing, fing, fing. I don't need to hear that no more. I'm done. We're done with that. You know what I mean? I think I like where you're going with the Judgment Day. There's not going to be another moment quite like the John Cena moment that we experienced last year. That was one of those monumental moments like, oh my gosh, is that Razor Ramon and Diesel on WCW? That was that kind of moment. We're not going to get another one of those anytime soon. I do like the whole Judgment Day breakup. I do like, because again, Cena, shout out to him for this too, taking the Pop Rocks and taking, a Tahana Bomb. Bro, he laid down the blueprints like, look, if I could take this, anybody else can take this too.
Right.
Being that giving. I think they could do something like that with a Finn Balor and then have him just eat everybody's finisher and, just maybe end the show that way. I don't know. I mean, Lee Fitting and Triple H like to do some shenanigans right when they run the border credits, So I don't know. I would love to see something like that happen. Who's to say we're even going to get a moment like that anyway?
Facts, because it could open the show. In all honesty, this match could open the show.
Right.
And they could main event with the men's chamber at the end if they wanted to. And this was the big opening moment. We had to, but here's the thing. Think about last year's chamber. That's why I have to ask this question about moments. Right. You had the Tiffy Trish match. I put that at the bottom already because that was the I cared about with the show. You had the Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens unsanctioned match across the whole arena. That was fun. And then you built up to the women's chamber where Jade Cargill makes her comeback, takes out Naomi, and pushes a whole nother storyline for the women's division forward. Then we had the men's chamber with Seth coming in, betraying and getting the Punk stuff going forward. And then you had the Cody heel turn. It was moment after moment after moment. Right. What can we produce this show? and what can produce that for them this show. The Judgment Day could be one thing. It could be at the start of the show. What's going to be that nice little put at the end of the show?
Well, I think, brother, you've been burying the lead, brother, because I didn't know that you were a Michelin star chef from what you cooking up with the Judgment Day, brother Girard. You are cooking out here. I didn't know you had the electric range in the room with you.
I'm trying.
Exactly.
I'm trying.
So, yeah, I think that is a tremendous idea. 10 out of 10, no notes. I think everything you said, I would love to see with Finn Balor. Another moment that I think could get made, I think, and again, this is depending on who is that last spot in the Elimination Chamber. You guys did mention Brunson Reed. If he gets into there, like, you gotta have, because I think, well, Logan Paul is in, right? Logan Paul is in. Or let me check. I think he made it in, didn't he?
No, Logan Paul is not.
He didn't make it in.
No.
He didn't make it in. Okay. So I don't know if it's going to be Logan Paul, or I don't know if it's going to be, because it's weird how they're doing. I guess WWE don't stick to continuity, because last year it was just simple. All the people who made it, like all the people who were like the last 6 were plopped into the Elimination Chamber. That made sense. All the last 6 who didn't lose or who didn't win the actual Royal. So that made sense. We didn't need all of these qualifying matches. But I think you put somebody in the Vision in there, and then you get the Masked Man who will unmask himself. I think that'll be another moment that will possibly.
Okay.
Oh, that box. I forgot about the box. The box is supposed to be opened up on the 28th.
Oh, yeah. Did it say? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it did say 228, right?
Yeah, that's Elimination Chamber. Yep.
Yeah, because I think people are speculating. Could it be Evil? Could it be somebody else brand new? Could it be Jericho?
I say Jericho over Evil, because yes, it's Chicago. Yes, I could believe Chicago could make a nice reaction for Evil, but I could also see some people being like, "Ooh,
it could,
what?"
It could be this? Illicit. You know those illicit those chants they elicit, like, "Who are you? Who are you?" Like, I think TNA did that to the Righteous. I'm like, how dare y'all? How dare y'all not know who the Righteous is? But yeah, I can see Jericho too. That you said moment. That could be a capital M moment.
That could be the moment. That could be the moment. I could see CM Punk opening the show, Judgment Day, having their breakup in the middle of the show, like to lead on to the next match, and then the final moment being like, okay, the box or whatever. Cody Rhodes, spoiler alert, Cody Rhodes pointing at the WrestleMania sign. We all know that's going.
It's gonna be Jericho. It's gonna be Jericho. Yeah, I can confirm it for one reason and one reason only. Now, I had just this itch in my brain. I was like, where did Jericho debut? It's not that I was there watching it live in 1999, but where did Jericho debut? At the Allstate Arena in Chicago. They not at the Allstate, they at the United Center.
Yeah.
But he debuted in Chicago. So the return to the company in Chicago.
Full circle.
Hey, I see a full circle moment coming. So
a full inner circle moment. Wow.
Okay. Inner circle. I see
what you did there.
Well,
but speaking of inner circles and Jericho,
you
gotta talk about Revolution in AEW, because go ahead.
Well, I was going to say real quick before we go into Revolution, I think I got a box that was just delivered, a human-sized box.
Okay,
and let me go start unraveling. Let me start. Oh, it's Chris Seeley. Oh, you done came out the box. What's going on, Chris?
Hey, what's up, y'all? checking my email religiously to make sure, see if Adam has given us those press credentials. I haven't checked it today, so hopefully by the time this show is over with, he hooks that up, man. But yeah,
That would be
I did everything they told me to do this time. You got the CC on that email, right, Ray?
I did get the CC, yes, sir.
All right, so yeah, hopefully they do right by us this time.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
We going inside baseball, y'all. We going inside baseball.
Well, speaking of Adam,
Mm.
AEW Revolution coming up from
Yes,
Los
sir.
Angeles, California. The Staples Center.
It's
always
still
gonna
the
be
Staples
Center.
Center forever.
It's the Staples Center. It ain't never gonna be no
Never Staples
crypto.com.
Center.
Forget that about it.
Yeah.
That's where Calvin Cambridge and the LA Knights played back in the day. I will never disrespect that arena. So shout out to Calvin Cambridge. If you know who I'm talking about, then you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's like Mike, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But for the main event to kick off this show with the recent stipulation added on top of it, MJF, the AEW World Champion, is going to be walking in here to main event the show against the man who he opened up the show against last year, Hangman Adam Page, for the World Championship. But now, Hangman Adam Page has said this: if I do not win this, I am never going to challenge for the AEW World Championship, not as long as MJF is the champion, not in the calendar year 2026, for the rest of his natural born life. He will never challenge for this belt again. Folks, what do we got? Are we falling into another Cody Rhodes story? Or does this now spell out who is actually going to get that belt at the end of the show? We're going to go with Ray first.
All right. Well, I'm of the latter, my brothers, because I believe you pretty much just gave it away. And I know Way kind of had his opinion on this on our review of Dynamite or Rewind to Dynamite, where he talked about, oh, well, if Page turns heel, then he could just go back on what he said, and that's what a dastardly heel does. It's like, no, Page ain't. Page is a good guy for the foreseeable future. I don't see Page going back into that dark place anytime soon. I think Page is going to stick to his word if he loses. But I do believe that this is now a spoiler. I do believe Page is going to end up winning the belt back, especially given if the stipulation sticks, because I believe they said MJF has to pick a stipulation, but Hangman already threw out the stipulation, and you can't go back on it once you do it, especially if you do it in like your War Games voice. He did the Texas Death. Like you got to have the Texas Death match now, and we know that Hangman is pretty much undefeated in those matches. So I believe that this spells disaster for the short reign of MJF, and this spells a third reign for Adam Hangman Page, aka Cowboy Ishbro.
And I hate to break it to you, man, I don't know if that's the case.
Oh,
I mean, I'm looking at a situation where for this championship, yeah, I hear it's his last chance. What if it's not him having to be a heel that gets that action to change? Or what if a heel presents that action to him? And in that same regard, hey, some people are killer, some people are not killers, so you shouldn't push them. But some people are killers, and if you push them, they're gonna kill you for real. And a recent killer was already pushed, and I kind of had a question later on that I was gonna frame to you all of what does Swerve do at Revolution?
Oh,
I could see Swerve showing up in Texas Death to kind of cost that for Hangman, because you know who did beat Hangman in Texas Death? The only person to beat Hangman in Texas Death? That's Swerve. And so with that being the case, if Swerve did that then, and we see him kind of get back to the vicious ways, you know, he probably gonna be like you, like, You sure this shit did burn my house down? Come here, actually. Come here, actually. You know what? I'm not about to sit here and watch you win this championship again. I helped you the last time. This time I'm gonna be a hindrance. I'm gonna stop you from winning it. To kick that back off again for them. I think those people being in those positions, Hangman being a face, Swerve being that heel, them colliding in that manner, to then have Swerve win that championship back later down the line and dangle that carrot in front of, hey, I'll give you that shot back if you can beat me.
Oh.
And that's how you finally get to them at a world championship level, having that match with the stakes at the highest that they can be. The man who cost you and is the reason why you could not challenge for the title anymore is now giving you that one mulligan back to run it back. I see Hangman taking that L in LA.
Well, real quick, just to piggyback off that. All right, so you had the fire up a little bit too high at first. I was like, he might burn it, but then you got me back with him dangling the carrot back. So now you still cooking. But only thing that I have is that why would you cost him the title when you could face him for the title? Is all I'm saying is that would it be sweeter to cost him an opportunity and then dangle the opportunity, or would it be sweeter to actually have him beat MJF and then beat him and take the title from him? Is all I'm saying.
MJF lost 2 pay-per-views to this man.
That's true.
One at Revolution, and then whatever the show was previous to Revolution. If it's not at World's End, it was then at like Full Gear where they had a singles match again. He lost twice to this man. That's the only reason why I say MJF cannot lose this match, because he's already lost twice before. To lose a third time is kind of definitive, and that kind of puts the current MJF character at a level now of, I've gotten back to my old self. Well, actually, you're not. You lost the belt faster than you did before. And you're still doing that kangaroo kick. Stop doing that. Just stop. I don't like that.
I got you.
But Chris, you got onto the show, man. Who do you think is going to have the chance, the opportunity to win the AEW World Championship?
Okay, so I after I saw that show, first I hate when AEW does these stipulations. I hate it every single time. It just seems like a cheap, we need to sell a pay-per-view tactic, but whatever. So I've got 3 different scenarios in my head.
Okay.
One is Hangman Adam Page is losing because he's going to WWE. And the last I checked, he doesn't have a contract up. So that's not happening. The second is that he's going to lose the match, and AEW's going to honor that stipulation, which I think they'd be inclined to do, because that's just how TK operates with these kind of BS stipulations. And I don't think that's going to happen either. And then the third option is, I think, is what Ray says. I just don't. I mean, in wrestling, historically speaking, there's always these kind of white whale matchups where there's just one wrestler and they could beat everybody and anybody, but that one person they just never beat. That was kind of how Macho Man was with Hulk Hogan. That was kind of how The Rock was with Steve Austin up until Steve Austin's original, very last WrestleMania. You know, there are those kind of figures like that where, you know, there's always that one person you can't be. Sandman was like that too with what's his name? Raven, was it?
I think, Raven.
Yeah, so yeah, it happened. So I could see, and I actually, and I also think that what sells the pay-per-view better, I'm thinking from a business standpoint, which I know a lot of fans don't like us doing, but I'm looking at it like TK wants that LA show to maybe sell out at Crip Arena, as Russell Westbrook will call it. And I think that I think he might want to send those fans home happy with that. You know, I think that, and I actually think that get and here's the thing too. MJF is known to get cheered in LA every once in a while too, because when they were in Inglewood and he cut that anti AEW establishment promo in Inglewood, he got cheered for that. But I still think Hangman is the bigger face, and I think that's what they're going to go with.
I like that perspective of it's almost the Daniel Cormier, John Jones of no matter how hard I try, no matter how hard I train, I just can't get past you.
Right.
Max Holloway with Alexander Volkanovski. And I'm doing my best. I was the best. I now lost it to you, and I can't get it back from you. I like that dynamic with it. You might talk me over with Hangman winning off of that alone, because that's their storytelling and the fact that you can never get that done. So I like that. Jay, how about you, man?
Man, about an hour ago, I dropped AEW learn from their mistakes, and here we are. Cody Rhodes stipulation. And oh my gosh, as soon as it came out of his mouth, I was like, gosh darn it. Why are we going here for this? You know, everyone wants to see the match anyway. Why do we have to put this stipulation on this match? With that being said, I think Hangman wins, because what is he going to do without having a shot to go for the world title? Is he just going to go for tag titles and what's it called, the trios titles now, or is he going to go after Moxley's belt or Okada's belt, and that's going to be a fulfilling career? No, I mean respectfully. But
and to be fair, he is the one of the trios champions right now. So
yes, and that's you know, to his credit. But I think the bigger story is, and I could see going one of two ways. One, Hangman wins, he gets the title, people go home happy. The second one, which in my heel mind, again, I'm a heel at heart, I can see someone interfering, Swerve, hitting MJF, and not even having Hangman get pinned to lose the match. But that's not really fulfilling. I mean, it would heat that storyline up, because I mean, Swerve becomes the ultimate heel. Hangman has been wronged, hasn't even been pinned, lost a match he had no business even losing, and it puts him automatically back into the title picture, where you know he strikes MJF. You know, so yeah, you can do that, but now you've got the Tom and Jerry effect, as I call it, right? So Hangman and Page are going to be mortal enemies again and again until the end of time, and it doesn't really fulfill anything. So, itchy and scratchy, that's a great one too.
Yeah, they may be killing each other.
Exactly. So I think MJF drops the title. At least for me, I hope that happens, because I don't want to see Page take on this role where he never gets the title shot again, to his own demise. That would just suck.
Okay, you made me rework my whole thing.
And real quick, I just want to say, and real quick, with that scenario, like you said, you know, Hangman will have people behind him, Swerve will have the heat behind him, and this is a way that MJF will not get cheered. Now it's like, you dastardly bam, you just took advantage. You didn't really win. He ain't even tapped. So now people are actually like genuinely booing him, instead of people like kind of booing him, but kind of like, oh, but he's cool. Like, no, people are going to be at your throat now.
If Hangman can walk out with this belt at this show, I think we get Swerve and Hangman at Double or Nothing. I think Swerve gets that belt back, and I think Swerve is the opponent that faces Ospreay at All In. I get that there's a story about Ospreay getting it back from the person he lost to in the It's a spirit animal. Hey, what a spirit! Run wild, run free. Run wild and run free. I don't know what part of your spirit is MJF, but hey, whatever that is, do you, ho? I ain't never gonna yuck your yums. But with that said, I hope we see a Swerve potential Osprey match because that's one of my favorite AEW matches. Period. Was those two? Swerve got the opportunity to grow as a main eventer because of that. Why not give it back to Osprey in London at Wembley and the main event for the championship? I'd like that, and then have Hangman come later down the line. That could be something fun. But something that I don't think is that fun is the AEW Tag Team Championship match between FTR and the Bucks because it's FTR and the Bucks. And so with that said,
it's gonna be good, but yeah.
It's FTR for the win, and that's all I got to say. It's nothing's gonna happen until Adam Copeland and them come back. So we killing time. So that's it, Jay.
I didn't even factor that in there. I thought it was hey, Young Bucks are in LA. That's home turf adjacent. So I just had them winning the belts. But putting in Copen and Cage in there, that throws a wrench in things. I still got the Bucks winning.
Idea.
Yeah, I still got the Bucks winning. As much as I love the FTR presentation with Stokely, entertaining as all get out. I think the Bucks and FTR are going to put on another banger, and they're walking out with the titles.
I like that as a concept because what you get out of that is you could build the Bucks up, you can build FTR up, and then when Cope and Christian come back, you can almost inject them into a three-way feud in the same way that they were a part of a three-way feud back in the Attitude Era. But you have your modern day Hardy Boys and the Young Bucks building them up to that. And then you got FTR as the big brute workers. They're not as big, but the big brute workers of the match and the Dudley Boys role. So I like that as an option. So no, that's a smooth idea. Chris, how about you? Who you got in this match?
I'm gonna have to go with the Young Bucks as well. No, because the home court advantage and Rancho Cucamonga is less of its own city than Ontario.
Here we go.
Yeah, Ontario at least is. The population for Ontario is like 174,000, so that makes it a little bit more its own city. I don't consider Ontario that different because I pass through it regularly. Rancho Cucamonga is far away from LA, but nothing fucking happens in Rancho Cucamonga. If you saw Friday After Next, that was kind of like if you saw Friday, not Friday After Next, if you saw Next Friday, that was basically your Rancho geography lesson, because it's filled with a bunch of people that used to live in South Central, that used to live in the hood, that moved to that area.
To the east, my brother, to the east.
Right, exactly. Yeah, Jarek knows what's up. When if you're from out here, you know how it goes. But yeah, so I do think they'll want to the tip. I think they'll want to send that crowd home happy, now in their not offense, but as an argument for them not doing that, those AEW tickets are reasonably priced. You know what I'm saying? They're not like WWE tickets where you gotta take a fucking second or third mortgage out on your house just to go to it. So
sell some plasma.
Right, go to the plasma bank like 80 times in the month of March before you get out there. But yeah, I think this time it's I think it's the Bucks. I do think it's gonna be the Bucks. Give them that feeling. And the thing I love about the FTR Bucks feud in AEW, for me personally, I don't think that feud gets old. And I think anytime you like, as long as one of those teams is a face and one of those teams is a heel, you can always go back and visit that feud. The last time they feuded, I believe FTR was the faces and the Bucks were the heels. So
Yeah, you're right.
it's one of those things. It's almost like a Rock Triple H thing, because that's like how it was. Like they were feuding with each other when they were Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Rocky Maivia. It's so I think it's one of those dynamics. So Bucks for the W, in my humbled opinion.
Okay, how about you, Ray?
Yeah, I'm actually going back and forth. At the beginning of this conversation, I was with I believe it was you, Gerard. It was just like FTR moving on. Like that's how I kind of felt. But now I kind of been swayed a bit. Because I do want to see FTR against Cope and Cage, but now that you guys did mention it, that dynamic with them changing and switching up, and now that Young Bucks are heels, they're out of their broke Bucks phase, and now people want to start seeing them win. I and like you mentioned, Chris, they're gonna have home court advantage. So yeah, I definitely see the Young Bucks getting there. Who knows how many title reign. So yeah, I see the Bucks winning this one.
Okay. Well, I'm not changing my answer. I'm standing 10 toes down. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But good luck to the Bucks. But you know who doesn't need luck? Just needs consistency. It's my man Konosuke Takeshita. And I need him to beat Jon Moxley and remove this belt from this man. I've had enough. I'm tired. I'm done. I get it, everybody. Hey, I can tell you when I feel internally anger build inside of me from thinking about if I would have went to World's End and saw that man beat and become Continental Champion, I'm sick to my stomach. The story to me is you go up, you come down. You can have a little ebb and flow in there, but you come down enough to then come back up. Homie said, down a little bit, plateau. I tapped a couple times, and I'm back up now. It was barely any pause in the going down, and I get that it could play into the narrative, and that's why I'm saying it right now. You would have had this no time limit match. You want to tell me to turn around and get my head shaved, Jon Moxley, Willa Yuta? You want to be Mr. Good Guy now after all that mess you had us doing? Cool, good, great. In the same way that Finn Balor is going to get jumped by the Judgment Day, I think Konosuke in LA gets this championship because we need to course correct. In my opinion, he should have had it at World's End, and he should have been losing that championship back to Okada at Revolution to build to the next match for them. We need to get their match going. So on March 15th, it will be Takeshita getting that championship off of Mox. And Mox, it's time to get that good old mud hole stumped out of you, man. A couple of times. Take a chill pill and a break. You done got people cut up because of your actions. Because of your actions too. You could have just let homie run to the back. You could have protected. That's coming back for you. He was looking, and you making him carry your championship too. You can't even be a champion that carries your own belts. And you got Roman Reigns felt like a young boy.
Damn.
Way too willing you to get back on you. Way too willing you to get back on you. It's a wrap. So Takeshita for the win. How about you, Jay?
That's why we tag team partners, bro. I got Takeshita too, man, and it's gonna be a fire match because I mean, Takeshita don't miss. I have not seen an average pedestrian match out of this guy. I just haven't. I really haven't. He's
true.
He's a very talented performer, and I think what that's going to lead to is him going against Okada, which I mean they've been building towards that for quite a while. So it's about time they start to pay that off. So yeah, that's why I see that as well too. I see this also going towards Moxley getting jumped out of the Death Riders, the baby he created, and I don't see it happening that night. I see it leading towards that. So yeah, I see Takeshita taking the championship off of him.
Okay, how about you, Jay? Not Jay, Ray. Everybody look like
Ray J.
I'm about to say we don't all look alike, brother John. That's why you need to take the shades off, brother. Nah.
It's tough. You got me.
Again, you just came in, Chris. My man been chefing it up. He been cooking up all the theories, brother. Now you serving us creme brulee. I can't argue with this. I got Takeshita as well. I thought, as you thought, I was in the same boat. I thought Takeshita should have won the he should have won the Continental Classic. And I think just like you that there should have been a match between him and Okada at Revolution. So. And I am definitely down with them turning their backs, with the Death Riders finally having enough and turning their backs on Moxley. The only thing that I kind of was hesitant when you were talking about it was Wheeler Yuta growing a backbone. That man ain't had a backbone for the last year and a half. This brother has been bullied. And it's not just by John Moxley. He's been bullied by everybody. He's been bullied by Marina. He's been bullied by Claudio. Everybody.
But at the end of the day, he had his hair covering his face till he couldn't see all the pain and the bullying. Now he just a bald head. He just a bald head. So now No. Ain't no disrespect to bald heads. Ain't no disrespect to bald heads. But he ain't want to be a bald head. And now he a bald head.
That man had.
They probably smacked the back of his head.
That man had the Terry after they were done with him. He had like in the back. I don't know about I'd rather be like Jordan than Terry with the skillet.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Let it go. Just let it go.
Really. What do they call it on Inside the NBA? Come on home.
Come on home. Exactly.
Come on home.
Come on. Embrace it. Embrace it.
Hilarious, right? That's what Bomani said too. Come on home. Come on.
So to wrap up Revolution, y'all. No. Chris. No, I can't forget Chris. Yeah, Chris.
Oh yeah.
Who you got for this match, man?
So here's the thing. I was thinking Moxley was gonna win the match. But I'm starting to veer towards Takeshita because the thing is, I think Takeshita is getting jumped out of his group eventually as well. I just don't know when it's gonna be. I don't know if it's gonna be in this match where if he loses he gets jumped out, or if he wins this match and then somewhere down the line he fights Okada and then he gets jumped out in that Okada match, and I'm veering towards the latter. So for that reason I'm gonna pick Takeshita.
Okay.
No,
hey, look at this. I ain't mad at it. But to wrap up Revolution, what do you think Ciampa is going to do? Do we think we get another TNT title match? Do we think we skirt him off in a different direction? If you don't have anything for that, what is Swerve doing at the show? If you don't think he's getting involved with the main event, is he doing something else on the show? Lastly, what do you see for the women's main event scene? Because I could definitely see a rematch between Chris and the Toxic Spider herself.
Mhm.
Now, what's the stipulation? Who knows? Maybe they do a little falls count anywhere. We'll shake it up and get it out the ring. We had the ropes tied to each other. Now we want to be far apart from each other. So, what do y'all got popping off? Let's go, Chris. We're gonna go reverse order.
I think Swerve is gonna have some kind of match on the show. He's not from LA, but he's a West Coast bad boy, and
Oh yeah.
he's a Rams fan. So I do think they'll want to like manipulate some kind of thing where he's on the show. What else did we talk about? Mainly, I think he's gonna be wrestling on the show. I don't know if someone from the Hurt Business comes back during the show,
Mhm.
unadvertised. How long is Lashley out for?
That's a
I
good
think,
question. I'll look
yeah,
into it.
yeah. I think he's out for a minute. So, I think Swerve is hold on, strapping my tablet. I think Swerve is gonna be the in a match. I don't know, and I think there's gonna be some Osprey teases that night. You know, for the UK pay per view. I think they're gonna start trying to tease that. So
All
Right.
right.
And I'm actually looking into it. For right now, it says the injury type is undisclosed and the status is sidelined with no firm return date. So that's all I'm finding. If I see anything more specific, I'll let you guys know.
okay, cool.
Appreciate that. Well,
Get well,
Ray,
Bobby.
for real, get real, Bob.
Mm.
Ray, how about you, man? Any
I
additional
agree.
thoughts about
I
Revolution?
feel Swerve's going to play a part on this pay-per-view. I'm thinking you got to have Timeless Tony on here in some form or another. I know her and we talked about
Yeah.
you chefing it up and cooking. I know her and Orange Cassidy has been out here cooking. So maybe maybe have another mixed tag match. Now you have Marina and now that what's his name? Now that Wheeler has been sullied, let's get a real prime time player in it. Let's get Claudio in there. Let's get the scrub out of here and teach these folks what's what. So I think you can kind of run that back with the Death Riders, but exchange Claudio or exchange Wheeler for Claudio. You mentioned running it back with Tofu Tammy. I don't know. I think I don't know if it's too soon. And it's like we really not building up Statlander like that. Like I didn't see any promos. I think you gotta have Brody on the show in some form or fashion. Especially with him in his stomping grounds, because I think he's from the LA area as well. I think especially get back to Ice, stay on Ice's neck.
Yeah, Brody King is a Angelino or California.
He's from the area, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So so I think stay on Ice neck and have Brody out there and keep him hot. And then I don't know. I think as far as Ciampa, I just don't know if it's too soon to put him right back against. Although they did do a rematch between Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe, and like right off the bat. But I mean, you could do that. But again, like how much, like we got another a week or
it's about 2
Revolution
weeks, right?
is in March, right? Yeah,
March the 15th. I know because that's when I made sure I was a month in advance when I put in the media requests. So yeah. When you brought up Tony Storm. I forgot they're in L.A., so she's got to be on the show. They hopefully they do a segment with her at the water tower, the Warner Brothers water tower or something. They own it, you know.
Burbank.
Yeah. That's Warner Brothers property. That should be easy to do.
Yeah, I think you could do that. Yeah,
and they bill her from the Warner Brothers lot something, right?
Oh, have her coming out the doggone water tower like the Animaniacs.
That's class. That's class. Jay, how about you, man?
I see Swerve and Omega doing something based off of Wednesday night. You know, I that match was better than what it's supposed to be, especially for their first time out and on free TV. So they're setting the bar very high for me and my expectations for what's to come at the pay-per-view. Also, for the women's title picture, we haven't seen Mercedes Moné in a minute. She's supposed to be back from her hiatus relatively soon. So I could definitely see her having something to do on the card, whether it's a world title picture or not. I could see that. I really wish, and again, I told y'all I'm a heel at heart. I wish Statlander would have had that stipulation to Tekla, like, hey, I will never go for the women's world title again if you give me one more shot. That one I would have been like, okay, cool. I can go with that one. Because, I mean, if she wins, cool. If she doesn't, then it was a great try. But, yeah, I don't know about Tommaso Ciampa. I could see him in a multi-person match leading to a winner getting some title shot they're choosing. I could definitely see something like that. Or even if they go back to Kyle Fletcher versus Tommaso Ciampa, because I don't think we've seen that. That would be a great athletic match as well, too, showcasing what both can do. Because, again, AEW say that's where the best wrestle, and I think we're seeing it week after week with their programming. So that's all I got.
I'm going to hit you with this. I think we going, you want to know what Ciampa doing? I'll be fighting Briscoe. 1v1 Kyle O'Reilly pay-per-view style match where it's more about showcasing the wrestling, the technique, and what they can do in the ring. So I think you get Ciampa doing that. I already told you where Swerve probably going to be at. And to me, the main event scene, I told you that. Tofu Tammy is going to get that shot because she loses at Revolution. She tries to then rally and get her way through the On Heart women's tournament. She gets to the finals to only lose to Monet. Monet who goes back for that belt.
The comeback.
So I do think Monet is on the way. I don't know if it's going to be in LA. So
bars. He's spitting now.
But with that said, here, folks, we're gonna start our wrap-up procedures, and with that, we like to do here the big three. It is the triple I, the 6-man, the trios, whatever you want to call it, the pick three, pick me, whatever it's gonna be. That's what we do now. And so it's covering who is your number one of the month, who is your you dirty this month, and who's you could do better, but I ain't too mad at you right now. We're gonna go with Chris. Who is your big three of the month?
My number one is Oba. He was the only thing I liked in the Royal Rumble. And when I say the only thing I liked, he was the only thing I loved in the Royal Rumble this year. I thought the Royal Rumble was okay for what it was. Maybe I'm grading it on a stupid curve. I don't know. But I liked Oba, number one. Number two is going to be Mr. Whoop That Trick. I thought he had a very good solid month or two in WWE's main roster. And then for me, number 3 is probably gonna be just the AEW promotion as a whole.
So
I
all
think
win.
I think they've just been hitting on all
Too many winners,
cylinders.
isn't it?
Right, yeah. It's just especially considering where they were at 2 years ago versus today. Um, it's just been such a turnaround. I mean, they've gone through growing pains, getting rid of or CM Punk leaving and Cody leaving and all this other stuff and people already like signing them off as failures and they're still around, so that's it. And so I give it to the promotion. What did you say the other thing to do was the
So you got your winner right now. Who's your loser of the month?
I hate doing this so early, but Powerhouse Royce.
They call me Big
I don't
You
like the
lose.
start. I just don't. I think having him debut in Saudi was a mistake. Especially since WrestleMania weekend is in Vegas and it's way more adjacent to where he's from. So I hope they redo that. And I'm just not confident because like it really depends on where everybody lands on the main roster. If Oba lands on SmackDown with Trick, I think Powerhouse has a much better chance of survival on Raw being the resident bat because I mean he's got issues on every front, man. He's a big guy, the big tough guy, muscle guy, but we've already got so many of those people on Raw. We got Braun, the other Braun, what's his name? But I'm not counting him, but Rusev, we got that. But then you also have the big black guys too, so you got Oba and Trick. And I do think that Powerhouse, if they don't do right by him, he's going to find himself in an odd man out situation. So he's going to be my loser, but I'm not. That's for now. So don't come for me, fans. I'm just right now. That's where I have him at.
And then who is your middle of the road for the month?
My middle of the road for the month is probably gonna be who's my middle of the road? Good question. I would say maybe my middle of the road is going to be maybe the Babes of Wrath right now. I wasn't like super impressed with them on that Collision show, but I wasn't like turned off by them. They just were kind of there. I do like the way I feel finally Willow is progressing a little bit, but still kind of you don't progress until you progress, right? So she's my middle of the road, the Babes of Wrath in general.
All right.
How about you, Ray?
All right to me. All right. All right. So my winner is one half of a tag team in NXT. We mentioned her. She showed up and showed out at Royal Rumble. And I thought, even with her, I think she mentioned in like a TikTok short that she had to come up with her gear last minute. I thought she had the best gear out of everybody in the Rumble. Everybody's wearing like the skin tight leather pleather all over. She came out with her own style. She made it fit her, and I think she ended up in the final four. So she showed up, she showed out. We kind of bantied her name around as being possibly the last person in the Elimination Chamber. And of course, we got to celebrate. We didn't even mention this whole show, but we got to celebrate somebody on Black History Month. So my winner, my top dog, is Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka.
You win.
She be showing up, showing out. So good stuff from Sol Ruka. My loser of the month. This was a last minute pick because this brother just stormed through within the last week when it came through with the ice chance for Brody Lee, and then this brother reporting that Brody Lee was held off of the last Dynamite because of the chance, when in actuality, this brother Brody Lee was on a plane to Australia. Get your sources together. My loser of the month, and I know it's been piling on, Dave Meltzer. Get your act together. They
call me
I agree.
Lose. Come on, Dave. You've been doing this how long? 40, 50 years? Come on now. That's multiple sources, brother. Multiple sources. All right. And my UI of the month is the other half of Zaruka. Zaruka. She's been standing by her girl. We had a little bit of we always get like the back and forth. Maybe they break up, maybe they stay together. It's like Ross and Rachel. I don't know. Are they gonna end up together? Are they gonna be separate forever? I don't know what's gonna happen. But they were doing some good things on this past NXT. And for right now, they together, and I think she's doing good thing. I think she could be excelling a little bit more, but I think she's in the shadows of my winner of the month. So my okayest, you are the world's okayest wrestling figure of the month goes to Zarya. Zarya, you're doing all right, Zarya, but I think you could be doing better, but you're doing all right. All right, and those are my big three of the month.
Hey, yo, Jay, what does the Mid-Card Mafia have to say?
My winner of the month, I've been speaking the praises of AEW all episodes, so AEW as a whole, Dynamite and Collision have been can't miss television in terms of watching great matches, advancing storylines. That's all I got to say about it. I mean, I'm just rehashing everything else I've been saying in terms of how they've been just hitting on all cylinders, and this is a good thing to see. So those are my winners. AEW, especially with
you win,
especially with the way they handled Tommaso Ciampa right out the gate. I mean, right out the gate, you made him a major player. He comes out with a new theme song and new presentation, and they said, out the gate, okay, this is a force to be reckoned with. They treated him as such, and I shout out to Tony Khan for that.
Shout out.
My losers of the month, because I've got multiple. The WWE booking room.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They call me Big L. You lose.
You mean to tell me you got Royce Keys and you're going to debut him in Saudi Arabia? You could have held off on that one. You had, what's his name, La Parka in the Rumble. Come on, bro. Somebody else could have took that spot. You got the dude with the iguana, Mr. Iguana.
Yeah.
In the Rumble. You could have missed me with that one. You mean to tell me you can't figure out anything to do with Bailey? Come on, bro. The disrespect. Javon Evans. I like what they're doing like they did on Monday night, but I'm going to speak a little bit on what Kevin Nash said. I mean, he said what he said, but he shouldn't have said what he said. I'll just leave it like that. And he's got Paul Levesque's phone number. Holla at him. It's the booking table. And lastly, Gerard, you're going to appreciate this. The handling of AJ Styles. Y'all could have done better by this man. He deserves better. You know what I'm saying? So for that, all y'all taking L's. You get an L. You get an L. You get an L. Boom. My man. Oh, man. Hate to do it to her, but I mean, Chris Statlander, I'm sorry. I appreciate you, what you bring to the table. You're a two-time champion. I appreciate you for that. I love you for that, as a matter of fact. But I need you to figure out who you are. Like the song say, we don't believe you. You need more people.
You
need more personality. 1 week you're a cosmic killer. Okay, cool. The next week you're somebody completely different. I'm like, yo, what up? Come on now. Who are you? Miss Schizo. That's a character right there. You know what I'm saying?
And I thought Billy had that character.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I appreciate she's a great talent, but I mean, she's my man. Hopefully that's the last time I have to mention anything disparaging about her, because I appreciate her as a talent, and that's all I got right there.
Yeah, I think she would probably benefit from a WWE booking style at this point, only because like Tony Khan, the way he books is, if you've got something good for yourself that he believes in, he's going to book it and it's going to be good on television, right? If you don't have anything, then he's got nothing for you. And that was always Brian Pillman Jr.'s problem, you know? And when he goes to WWE, they give him a character and all that. And she needs somebody to give her a character, because I just don't think she's got the creative juices to come up with something salient on her own.
You're not wrong. I mean, again, her in-ring talent,
yes,
she can go.
Right, yeah.
But when you're talking about advancing a story, there's something missing. And I mean, again, in ring, hands down, she can go in the best of them clearly. But I mean, there's a disconnect there, and especially when you're in the business of storylines and storytelling and projecting a larger than life character, there needs to be some consistency, some congruency, and we're just not seeing it with her. And so that's where I wish that someone backstage would, just put their arm around her and say, hey, look, this is what we're going to commit to this and just run with it. Because you can set up match after match after match with her, but there's no personality behind it. That's just missing. And yeah, I'm done.
I like that, man, because there needs to be a conglomeration
and
between the storylines, the push, and the presentation. So
it's because I care. It's because I care. That's why.
Hey, no, we like we eat our tofu with seasoning, not just plain. So gotta sprinkle it on there. But for me, for my big three, we talking Oba Femi for one of my winners.
You win.
Because I've said, hey, we can't mess with this man. We need to get it right with this man. We getting it right so far. So keep it right, keep it tight. Let's keep it pushing. But also, we just sung the praises of AEW up and down the show. They're one of my winners as well this month, because they've been doing what they need to do. I haven't sat down and watched Collision 3 times. That's more than I did in a row last year. Maybe a Collision here or there, but not 3 times in a row.
Facts.
You get me to actually watch all the episodes from start to finish in a row, that's something to be said. So with that said, AEW's up there. My loser, it's WrestleMania season.
They call me
Period. from the Rumble.
Jesus.
I didn't feel the excitement bolstering out of the Rumble. Chamber's 4 hours away. Yeah, I could easily go drive to Chamber. I don't have an interest. I don't care. I'll watch it. I'll watch from the crib. I'm chill. And it'd be a nice little, I just get off duty the day before. I work in a duty rotation. So, okay, I get off of that on the 28th. Cool. Cruise to Chicago for a nice day. Nah, you can keep that. And I keep it at the crib.
And that's crazy, too. You crossed international lines last year. This year, you ain't even going to stay in the States, brother. You just going to stay in the
I'm going to keep it at the crib. So, to me, my loser, WrestleMania season. And my eye of the month is Raquel Rodriguez. And she needed to win that World Heavyweight Championship. She should have beat her. When you get that kind of a strong, powerful elimination over Rhea Ripley, where they let you devastate her at the Rumble with that Tahana bomb over the rope onto the apron, rolling her out. Go ahead and just finish the push. She's been working on her character, on her energy, on her big woman spots. Give her the whole push and just give her the championship. And to me, that Judgment Day women's triple threat between Raquel, Roxanne, and Liv just speaks to me right now a little bit more than Liv versus Stephanie Vicaire. And I love Steph. They just ain't been putting it behind her. And so with that said, I feel it's all right with Raquel because she's doing better, but she could have been great this month if we just pushed her that little bit over that edge. So that is my big three for the month. But with that said, hey, you hear that? Bell ringing, y'all. Class is over. So with that said, pack up your stuff, get about my classroom, get about our classroom. But on the way out, make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, jump your butt up in the car, get up in the back seat because we are on the drive for 500. We got the SBF popping off on the network. We've got the parlay popping off on the network. The mothership, the Kings of Sport hovering over, keeping everybody aligned and everything. We have all those shows, including Ring Theory, the Super Salad Show, and more. So dive into the Nefarious Media Network. We are giving turned up commentary on the products and the entertainment that we love in this media and giving our thoughtful opinions and our research also into that regard. So jump on board if you want to support something Black owned, Black started, and Black initiated, especially in the month of Black History Month. But you also know that we don't exist just within a month. We take over this whole year. We are well beyond just a month. We are as people. And I'm going to stop it at that. So with that said, this month, anybody want to go around the horn and say anything before we bounce?
Just check us out on all our platforms, man. And check out Post Wrestling, Nubian Wrestling Advocates next month, yo.
Thanks.
Indeed.
How about you, Ray?
In addition, we just had one from this past week, so check that one out first. Then keep your eye on us. We're gonna be coming out with NWA. You did mention SBF, myself, and newly crowned commentator, co-commentator, colored commentator. Well, that's a little bit too deep.
It be your own people, man.
I know, right?
Your own people, man. Crabs in the bucket.
He's my corner man. He's my
the keep it real corner man.
Keep it real corner.
But my brother Jay. So keep an eye out on that. We should. I feel like doing like a mini episode possibly because we had some news of Ronda Rousey coming out of retirement to face my girl
Gina Carano.
Gina Carano.
Yeah. I was about to call her Gugino, but that's an actress who I love. Oh yeah, Gina Carano, another person coming out of retirement. They're gonna face each other on the first ever MMA card on Netflix. So that's gonna be some big news. Of course, you're gonna have your fair share of haters, including Sean Strickland, who's always hating, literally. And yeah, he's got some nonsense to say at a press conference, not on his own podcast, but at an official press conference where he's supposed to be doing his job and being professional, but he is the absolute opposite of being professional. But that's neither here nor there. So we're probably going to maybe have like a quick SBF pod, or maybe like a quick short on that. So keep your eyes peeled on that on all of our social medias as well. So
yeah, I just echo everybody else. Support us on the platform. Thank y'all for your time, and keep it locked because we got more in the chamber.
Indeed.
And speaking of the chamber, we'll see you post Elimination Chamber.
Indeed.
See you on the Patreon. See you on the YouTube channel. See you on the Instagram. See you on the TikTok. See you on the Blue Sky. See you around. Piece of chicken grease, y'all.